Okay, mic should be on. Here's we find identity. Let's give it the usual text, which is this and that. There we go. Now friend on board. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Right, we're back for another round of TrackMania. Not a speedrun this time.
Yeah, this will be just a chill, but where I just show off the rest of the game because we just focused on nations, nostalgia for nations because it's awesome.
Naturally. Right, let me
Yeah.
just get the screen onto your end then.
So?
Just putting the game screen to you because you don't see the OBS overlay. Well,
Okay.
there's your overlay and then there's my overlay. You can't see my one.
Yeah, I don't see anything right now. I just see my screens.
Yeah, your game.
So,
you're live by the way
yourself.
now, so you
Okay.
can go ahead.
So yeah, as Wink the Streamer says, it's TrackMania United forever, which means there's also the other environments that they all combined. Because this game has other game modes than just the Stadium Formula 1 car, even though it's so far the most popular one, because it's like the most in-depth model they have, and the others are kind of a bit tricky and annoying at some points. But yeah, I don't have to speedrun this today, so I don't care that much.
This is basically just a compilation game in a nutshell, except people ignore the compilation part.
Yeah, just start with them all. I actually didn't play the others that much, which will be shown like the higher TC go, because then I stopped doing some of them because I don't really like them that much. Also, this is a weird one because like the upper medal is actually slower than the gold medal.
Weird.
The gold medal is stupidly hard to get also kind of. And yeah, you have like island, which is like supercar, sports car, two-seater, in the background.
It's a normal car, but going really fucking fast.
Yeah, and it actually drives quite okay. Only thing is, at a certain point you kind of start to drift and you speed, so you really.
Is it understeering or oversteering?
Sorry?
Is it understeering or oversteering? That's what I'm seeing.
It's oversteering.
Yeah, you love oversteer then.
Yeah, and so you can have to really carefully press the key to turn as fast as you can without actually getting it to drift. Like this like doesn't bad, and of course I'm going too far.
Okay, well then here's the debate for this type of control style for this car. Would a controller be better?
Maybe.
Okay. I had another thought of control style. I'm pretty sure that does not exist. There's no. That might be just the Sonic mentality in me, because in some Sonic games, when they were made for PC, sometimes it's better to move with the mouse than it is with the keyboard. So I'm wondering if you could use like first-person mode, whatever, and just move with the mouse, but I don't think that exists.
I mean, you can't put a mouse, and I think this would be so awkward to be.
You say that, but that's why, like, the fan games to do 3D Sonic fan games or whatever, most of the time it plays better with the mouse and keyboard, even though they insist that you should use controller. Wow. That's a me thing.
That sounds actually quite horrible.
It's not, like, it's more using the mouse for both the camera movement and where Sonic's moving, because he's moving basically where the camera's facing automatically. It flows better. That's just a me thing, though.
They have custom music for all the environments as well to make the feeling better, which is also really nice and appreciated. And I just drove into the one bar. And yeah, as Demo kind of already mentioned and showed this up, the environments are actually kind of way nicer and more effort than all the ones except for Stadium.
Yeah, because that was a quirk I've noticed in Stadium, is that it's like, man, look at all these generic stock assets that they overly reuse in Stadium tracks. There's no variety here. Yeah, here it is, and nobody sees it.
Yeah, nobody's interested.
Makes track creation a lot more difficult, though. That's the thing with custom environments like this, is like,
I mean,
can't get as creative, I guess, or whatever. It's costly to make new road track themes when you could just keep using the same one you made before.
Yeah, but to be fair, like, TrackMania has an editor, so like all of these are just things you plop into the environment. Also, I just got another medal. So,
Nice. You didn't even need to do that.
yeah. Yeah, so then I kind of showed off Desert, which I think it's my second closest one from like how much I like it, because you kind of have this.
This is a different car style as well.
Yeah, it kind of has a bit of the same that you really have to tab it, but it really likes going on two wheels, and you can so easily just flip it over.
As I can see. I love buggies, said no one ever.
Yeah, this is really, like, I don't know how to properly go fast with those cars without crashing them.
That's the thing, you don't.
Yeah. That's actually a good point.
Probably the only fucking Invincible joke I ever make. I don't want to see that show at all.
Sorry?
Invincible, that was the joke I was referring to. I'm guessing you haven't seen
You
that.
still haven't seen it, right?
I don't want to see it.
It's a good show, but yeah. Actually, is it because it's too brutal, or...?
No, it's not that. It's mainly the portrayal of a particular character and how, just from what I've researched and how off she is, I'm like, nah, man, nah, I ain't doing this bullshit.
Got that, who you're talking to.
And the main character's girlfriend, I can't remember her name. Black one.
Is it Ember?
I can't remember her name.
I think it's something with A.
But her adaptation in the show is completely different to her original in the comic, and the change makes no fucking sense, and I don't want to see that.
That's fair. It's like, yeah, she kind of had, like, this one where, you know, they play up the secret identity thing on, where were you when this thing attacked us and Invincible saved us? Drove a bit, and it's like, I hate it when characters get annoying like that, and it's not their fault, but
no,
you know, you can clearly see,
it's worse
you
the
have
fact...
to quit drama now.
Yeah, it's unnecessary drama, but it's worse the fact that apparently in the comic she's far more understanding. It's just like, why would you change this for no fucking reason? And
because drama.
Yeah. So I'm not here for that. I don't want that. Fuck that.
Yeah.
It's not because of the race change as well, by the way. That was also changed for some reason.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I don't want to start these arguments because it's just like
I don't mind the race change.
Yeah,
it changes fuck all nothing though.
But I mean, I think that's kind of the point sometimes where I know changing her skin color does not change her character and how she should be perceived. And I absolutely don't mind either, but it's like, once you start discussing, then you, and especially like if you do this in comment section, and then if people are like, why did you change, like, just, yeah, I don't, want to discuss it because of that reason.
I do wonder if this change was done during the brief, I want to say brief because it felt brief, that brief era where people of a certain color has to play as characters of similar color. They can't do it. I'm like, what? Yeah. That's not how voice actors work. With that mentality, you should only have kids voice as kids, not a grown woman.
Yeah, but this is like, and this is kind of shows how fucked up the situation still is because people think that way, or
it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I think we're in the Great of Britain, by the looks of things.
Yeah, I think it actually is modeled after Britain, kind of. Maybe Netherlands with all the windmills.
Nah, we have windmills here too.
Despite how bad I just did, I actually do like really the mechanics of it.
It's not the environment that got me, it's the cars.
Oh, that also, yeah.
Like, I know a British car when I see one. At least cars associated with Britain.
Yeah, it does have that vibe. I mean, it definitely is like, the desert car is quite literally just a muscle car, a generic one, with, like a theming.
I would say, yeah, Netherlands is probably apt description, or at least somewhere up north. This is definitely north in England.
Yeah, which also kind of fits really because a lot of really cool rally stages up in the north. Also, house-wise, I think it matches up. But yeah, I actually do enjoy the rally car because, like, you're actually allowed to drift it. And you don't lose that much speed like you should because it's a rally car.
I'm assuming
it actually behaves quite predictably and sensible.
I can only assume it's better because the it's not as long, it's shorter as a car, right?
Yeah,
Also.
it's good compared to well.
Like, I'm paying attention to stuff. I don't know all car terms, but I'm trying.
Yeah.
I think you're at... I'll shut up.
No,
I still
100 of the other metal.
Still don't like that this game doesn't have a playlist mode. It should totally have a playlist mode, because I can definitely tell if it was me, I'd accidentally mix up replaying the same stage twice.
I actually had to check multiple times during this speedrun to be like, which is the next one? Please don't select the same one twice. Or skip one.
Well done for not doing that.
Yeah.
You really should have a playlist mode, or at least a mod that does something for that. Just little conveniences, you know?
Yeah.
I wonder where we are on the world with these red bridges. They're not golden.
I don't know.
I still...
City
with,
like giant huge cars.
Must be Tokyo.
We are coming to Asian culture thing. But yeah, it's also quite fun to try because again it's like a car that behaves really predictably and you can actually go around the corners fast with it.
Also underground sections.
Sorry?
Also underground sections.
Yeah, there are multiple tunnels also in islands if I find one with them. But they also kind of, for all these, they kind of toned down the craziness that Stadium is with like the wall rides.
It's a lot of grounded layouts here. And like, this was the argument I was having with Stadium. It's like, I don't see many grounded normal stages, except for this one.
Yeah.
Even then, it's still grounded at the same time with its theming. Like, they're not just lifted roads, these are like mesh, lightweight stuff to make it practical.
Yeah,
like, how the fuck on?
Which also is weird because like you should have almost no grip in cliff what this was the finish so drifted. It's like it's just middle plates that are not even, you know.
Yeah, you'd lose all traction off that shit.
Yeah, it's like not even like straight middle where you have full contact with the wheels, but no, there's like holes in it, like in the mesh.
It's grating. I'm assuming customizability wise for these cars, I'm assuming the range isn't as wide, I guess.
No, there isn't.
Ah.
It's like not a middle. Myself. So I did no preparation for this whatsoever because like I don't need to.
Well, you prepped one at least.
Say?
You prepped one at least.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
We'll get that later.
I did one, but also I don't really care how well I do.
Nah.
Kind of the worse I do, the more it shows my accomplishment because I did it.
Well, at least it'll save you future use sake if you actually want to go for the ones you didn't get later on.
Yeah, but I'm not bothering with all those others. Like, no. Not for offer medal, like,
just saying.
And I'm also not doing all of this on gold. And now we're coming to coast, and I fucking hate coast.
I see why.
Because, like, see how slow this accelerates, which actually it isn't slow considering, and...
Oh god.
Yeah. That is understeer now, because the car just doesn't turn.
Just doesn't fucking turn. Oh, there's no control over this thing. It does
like,
not respond.
You know, like, I'm driving so slow for TrackMania standards. Like,
this must be their realism phase.
Yeah, I think it's like, even then, like, you see how slow it feels?
The car's fucking huge,
I just accelerated to 100 in a bit over 3 seconds, which is blisteringly fast for like a car.
Nothing.
I can't get corners with 100 because the car is awful.
You have to turn so much in advance.
Yeah.
Maybe I might be able to come to grip with it. Maybe, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's such a stark contrast to all the other cars.
All the other cars who closely resemble to the default one, but not by much.
Like,
and then there's this
Stadium you can throw around the car with like 400 kph per hour.
The car is so big, it's heavy, it's slow response, just Why?
Yeah.
Just the car's fucking huge.
Yeah. Hats off to people who are good at Coast, because no. This is like...
Just no. Which ghost again? Which ghost again is...
Sorry?
Which of these two ghosts? Which one's your time and the ghost time?
The white one, yeah, the actual ghost one is mine.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Just making sure.
Yeah. Really, really don't like Coast.
Yeah, personally, I always found, at least when I was playing Crash Team Racing against Ghosts, whatever, I much prefer not having my personal best time ghost at the same time as the, track ghost. I find it distracting and be like, pass me the fucking faster, why am I not going faster?
Yeah, for me it's like I kind of used to learn lines a bit as well, so...
I'd rather be basing off the track ghost than myself. I don't know, I just find it distracting because I'm, referencing off of me, but then I might be going worse because I'm focusing too much on me rather than the actual ghost I should be basing on.
Yeah.
Also,
but
meanwhile,
I'm used to
in
play
China...
online lobbies, so like at the start you have like 12 people racing on the same time, so you kind of used to have...
Online is not so bad. It's racing ghosts on yourself. That's a different thing.
Yeah.
Also, meanwhile, in China...
Yeah. And again, like, I like Snow because Snow actually handles sensibility and actually is, this truck is faster than the Coast car.
It looks faster.
Even though I hardly skipped that corner and because it's but yeah, it's also like...
This one doesn't look like it's nearly as easy to like tip over and such. So
Sorry?
this one doesn't look like it's nearly as easy to tip over compared to the other ones.
Yeah,
As much as it bobs and weaves, it looks very grounded.
Yeah. It also is, and it also turns like quite direct. Where it's just like, well, like, that you have to really drive pixel perfect because it's able to handle like almost any corner without actually having to slow down. So it kind of looks easy, but going to like the higher middles is also kind of hard again because there isn't so much you can do better.
Yeah, it looks very easy to both over and undercompensate.
I forgot. TrackMania United has ice physics.
Ice! No! He can't stop. Oh god.
Yeah, I completely repressed this. Thankfully on Snow.
You like do a full 360 on the ice?
I think you can, yeah.
Oh, better question. You can actually start going on the ice, actually turn yourself around, and just do the rest backwards.
Well, let's find out.
Let's fucking find out. Ooh,
Yeah,
not like that. Not like that, though. I want to see it done backwards. Just for shits and giggles. Oh, that's gotta be a speedrunning placement, doing the tracks backwards. Yeah, aim it first and then do backwards.
It's bad, but it's doable.
You could totally do it.
Fun fact, I mentioned TrackMania 2 Rally, which is kind of like the Rally environment. I think it actually behaves almost the same.
I wouldn't be surprised they reused the same code for the ice physics.
I mean, I know for, no, not for ice, but like I know for like the stadium environment and 1 and 2 also always behave exactly the same. Where it's like, which makes sense because you don't want to have all your players really on the game. But there actually was kind of a bug feature where driving backwards was faster.
I knew it!
So people just...
They uncapped... Yeah, they uncapped going backwards because nobody does it.
Yeah, and then once people found this out, so many records got broken, and you actually stepped in and fixed it. Because having a racing game where driving backwards is faster is too absurd for TrackMania.
Oh, I was thinking back in my mind. It's like, did they remember to put a cap on going backwards? Because
No, and you actually accelerated faster.
faster going backwards, even though it makes no sense. I've seen this before in other games where they forgot to put a cap on reversing because nobody would think, going backwards can't be much faster than going forwards.
Yeah, absolutely.
What was
I
that?
think you mentioned something, so just.
What was the? It was an era where there was a lot of crap truck simulator games. I can't remember what it was. Some truck rally. Something. It was one of the most infamous truck sim games out there. Like, it is so bad. Barely on the state of playable finished state. Like, you sure it's finished? It don't look it. It doesn't even look like they got around 20% of the game done. That's how bad it is. And yes, the going reverse is uncapped. How uncapped? Near infinite speeds uncapped.
Oh god.
It doesn't even matter. Like, there's no like invisible walls or barriers where to stop you going in reverse. You can go off the map easily. There's no physics. You can just go up a vertical incline easily. So off you go into the infinite void at maximum speed in reverse. It's even funnier when the fucking sounds for going reverse just keep going higher and higher in pitch, because that's how they did it.
Yeah, of course it has to, because like there's no limit to how high this webs. And yeah, I'm currently debating if I didn't really plan on playing through everything. You also noticed the problem that I only followed with the white tracks for all the other environments,
which is fine. Just do what's available to you, man. We're only 25 minutes in. You gotta keep going, man.
Yeah, I know. Because it's like, god damn, TrackMania.
If we didn't do that 1 extra hour, man, could have just done this on the same stream.
I mean, yeah, but on the other hand, like,
speedrun.
I'm going to I wanted to speedrun TrackMania Nations forever, and I'm going to do the entirety of it. I'm not going to back out because nobody wants to play EU5.
It's your stream. I'd let you play what you want. I'm just here hosting.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing the reason why I haven't bothered with these other tracks is basically bullshit they are, the crap you have to deal with.
No, it's because I just didn't really want to bother with desert and everything.
There's just like there's track layouts here you haven't seen. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's actually as well be as good as an excuse as any to do some of them. See what I get.
You're getting it's like you're getting medals in the process, so you might as well.
Yeah, it's like actually, getting stuff now again.
Progression. What is this?
But, yeah, I mean there's other stuff to the show, but we kind of have to kill a bit more time.
Yeah, it's like, shit. Well, this content is really fucking short.
Yeah, it's like when you get done with it, you just drive.
You did do that one faster. You didn't bump that one.
Oh yeah, I mean I can do all of them faster.
Like, that one's an easy gold.
Wait for them, but I mean the other one wasn't either. But I don't need gold to unlock new tracks yet, so like bother. It's not that bad right now.
Only that section was done at night, not in the afternoon. And you're in a different car.
Yeah.
What was the name?
Stadium car or any of those. Fuck that.
I wonder.
Also, I can't ever agree with this car. It's just throwing me off.
I wonder if there's any benefits of being on like 2 wheels for the car. Because the way the thing topples and tips or whatever, is it actually more beneficial to stay on 2 wheels than the full set?
I wouldn't be surprised if it were.
I mean, I can picture it going around corners much sharper.
But I do actually like the soundtrack for Desert.
It's very desert.
Yeah, it doesn't have a bad soundtrack.
Yeah, the start's very repetitive. Aren't they all?
Yeah, kinda. Oh wow, that wasn't even silver.
I wonder, I wonder how much of this music is stripped, not heard, because the tracks are so fucking short.
Yeah.
Wherever I've heard this before, look at you, Sonic Forces. Oh god, there's like, what, 8 tracks in that game that barely get heard? Like, you only hear like 2 to 10 seconds worth, while the songs are actually full 2 minutes of music that you just straight up do not hear. I was like, holy fuck, this is uncapped.
Element is the faster.
It's like, Jesus Christ, how are you not crashing at these speeds? It's like, car's not meant to...
Like, this is
a car's not meant to go to like 300 miles an hour easily this fast, you know?
I mean, you also have to remember, this is in KHPA, so not...
It's an M.
Actually, I have to
It's an M.
be a bit better to get some buttons to actually progress. This is KHPA.
Oh, sorry, that's
probably.
meters. That's meters reached. Sorry.
Yeah, that's kilometers, so it's but so 160 is 100 miles per hour.
That's still fucking fast.
Yeah.
That's still way faster than an average car would reach, especially this time.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's also way more nimble than it has any right to be, considering that it's just...
Yeah, like, you're going around corners easily losing barely any speed at all. What track? I didn't see any. I bet you a couple of those ramps that you could probably cut a good corner there with the hills.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, this little sense, like, this is why Coast feels so awkward, because, like, it accelerates to, you know, 0 to 60 in 3 seconds in miles per hour now, which...
Almost unwieldable speeds.
This is, like, insanely fast, like...
Barely can react to speeds.
But this one makes it in less than a second, so it feels so slow in comparison. Right, I think... Okay, actually, so
I'm a little disappointed seeing the way a lot of these tracks ends. I'm saddened that the cars don't explode.
That actually should be a mod where when cars explode on impact or something like that.
Or at least, you know, explode when they're at the finish line. Because they're going so fucking fast.
Yeah.
Ooh. You know, the acceleration of this thing is like, you can potentially catch up to that car quite fucking easily.
Not like that.
This way, you'll catch up in 2 seconds.
It's just like... I like how it accelerates so fast.
Yeah, right there. That would be great for explosion.
So, can I get silver medals with Coast? And this might be no. And, like you see, slow. Like, this is like the definition of, if you ever watch Top Gear with like the Formula Lab where he says that going slow is actually faster.
That's the purest form of it ever.
Yeah, exactly. And it feels so awful in TrackMania.
Right, I had to remind myself because I brought the whole crash explosion thing. It's like, what game does that? Oh yeah, Burnout.
Oh yeah.
I had to think for a minute there. Because I think it was a game that started with a T. No, it was a B.
That's trying to find island track with had like the tunnel variant, but I don't really see any of it, which is also hard because it's a tunnel.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you can't see it. You're better off just doing them. You know you're gonna do them anyway.
Yeah.
We need to at least fill a quota of an hour.
I know, I'm just trying to get it to 45, and then I'm switching to the other mods that the game has.
This one's more sensible. How the fuck? Well, the ghost one at the front was just gonna bail there, right there where it was landing. But no, that was more optimum apparently.
Yeah, the ghost at some point is so stupidly fast.
Ah, touched the ball, lost your boost.
Yeah.
Know that feeling.
I just try to learn the track a bit, because now the issue is I'm on the... Oh no, wait,
Yeah, that was your ghost.
I already did all of them for Island, so... I don't need to get gold anyways.
You know, with the way how wide these tracks are, they really want to encourage you to just full throttle it. You know, you got room.
Yeah,
to move.
yeah. Which is the way to drive for most TrackMania cars, and then there is Coast.
He's like, nah, full narrow, yet you want to be fast at the same time.
Yeah. Coast was a mistake.
Oh god, there's loops.
Yeah, and like Island also, like on the later ones, they also get quite crazy.
Oh, they have to be. Oh.
Messed up the easy part then.
Say most places wouldn't be quite easy. Also, it is
Yeah,
a
but
little.
it's like
It
I
is
just
a little.
had to, drive left then. It was like I almost did the entire wall run.
Because it is a little hard to gauge when you're first person how wide the actual car is.
Yeah, but you kind of get a really good feel for it, and it makes these things so much easier. Also,
Nice. Wait, how long has that trail been trailing before? I didn't see it start.
it does it like for some camera shots. It does it.
Only in cinematic moments.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is actually getting longer now. Oh yeah, that is a mistake. Not jump if you have the option to not jump.
But you could jump and maybe skip a section if you're going fast enough.
No, but you don't spend time accelerating, which is the issue. Also, I hate these blocks where it's kind of really random how you land. So it's like
No.
everything that has to do with that kind of stuff is so awful in TrackMania.
Damn, fucking hell.
And again, like this is the thing where like I can actually slow it down and kind of still steer in the air, where it makes it so much easier to properly land these things.
Oh. Ow.
Except for like it can't save that one.
It would be cool if you were just right. No, wasn't good enough.
Yeah, so glad that I don't do this in time right now.
No, the checkpoints aren't visible. Off into the ocean it goes.
Everything's fine. It's all right.
Let's see. Damn, out of topics.
Oh,
Burnt all them last time.
this is the tunnel the tunnel that I was mentioning.
Oh god, I'm getting F-Zero PTSD. Oh
Yeah.
god.
The good thing is you actually have to not steer at all in those. You just full throttle it in.
Wait, it does it for you?
Yeah, and it's even faster if you do it like this.
What?
So
Fuck.
just get in first person for this.
Okay, F-Zero's ruined me for that shit then.
And actually was a really good one until then.
I feel like you'd be pretty good at F-Zero. It plays pretty similarly to this, by the way. F-Zero GX specifically, the GameCube one. You do
How old is
remarkably.
this game? It's like I kind of was always low-key interested in it, but never bothered.
Right, the most recent one, which is the oldest one, is the one that was on the GameCube. That was F-Zero GX, I believe. Yeah, that one, surprisingly, that was handled by Sega, not Nintendo. But that game is stupid fast. But from what I'm seeing here, you'd be fine.
Yeah, TrackMania was just like stupidly fast, and you kind of just learn tracks hard, and like you kind of get a bit in the flow as well.
The only issue I'd say is, well, the story mode is quite difficult, even on the normal difficulty. But that's only because it's a mix of track difficulty, stupid objections, because all games have those. The major one is mainly dealing with the AI. Majority of them are rock stupid, and then there's annoying like ones at the front. Those are bastards.
Okay.
But I think you can handle it, to be honest.
It wasn't the worst of jumps.
Yeah, it was
Let's see if we can do it again.
like the only problem with playing F-Zero GX is that it's forever stuck on the GameCube. It's never had a port on anything else because F-Zero will never get revived.
Sad.
Sitting right next to Star Fox on that one. Star Fox had a chance. Didn't go anywhere though. Fuck.
Let me guess, they just handled the remaster really badly.
Yeah, they did.
Game.
Because when Star Fox got a revival, I'd label it for Star Fox Zero. They basically just went, okay, just do Star Fox 64 again. Fuck's sake, they keep bringing that one back. And what's worse is that this was during the Wii U era, so they had to insist on enforcing motion controls in probably the worst way possible. Creative, but the worst way possible.
Yeah.
That's a game I would do on the list. Not that yet, but you know, that's happening. Just gotta have a bit of variety first before we get there.
Say?
Just gotta have a bit of variety first before we get there. Still a little too soon since Assault.
Yeah, it's always sad when, like, you know, there hasn't been a good, and there hasn't been a sequel in a while, and then they just decide, hey, let's make a sequel to this popular game and just make it like any other game, like just fetch after some game trend that's currently popular and ruin it in the process, and then be like, see, people are not interested in this game anymore.
Look at you, Apex, you ruined Titanfall for us.
Yeah.
And, did you hear about the fucking game that EA cancelled that was supposed to be involving with Titanfall?
No?
I think it was supposed to be like a Titanfall Apex crossover-ish game, whatever, single player, and EA killed it. Fuck. Why? We want more Titanfall, did you not hear us?
Yeah.
After we killed the servers?
Wait, can you not play it anymore online?
I don't know, but you remember the...
servers?
I'm not sure. You remember the whole... Like, the Titanfall servers got, like, hacked a lot, didn't they?
Oh. I actually...
You've been out of the loop. You've been out of the loop.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the state they are in now. Let's just remember that going on for a while. I think that was the quote fan base trying to get EA's attention to say, "Hey, Titanfall still exists. Do something with it."
Yeah. Yeah. Like especially if how good the single player campaign for Titanfall 2 was as well. It's like I think, like, apart from Doom, can you name any really good AAA shooter single-player campaign in, like, the last 5 years?
Yeah, I was gonna say, recently, first thing came to mind was Half-Life, but that's a good reason. Recently, no, nothing's gone close to Doom qualities. No, nothing. Nothing in my mind. I'm not super focused on first-person shooter games. The ones I do play are the really good ones, so my list is very short.
Yeah, and it's like the same as like it's definitely done, especially on the multiplayer part. But it's like I don't remember when the last time I was really just excited for a shooter and one came out that wasn't plagued by a bunch of issues.
There's one that comes to mind, but I don't think it's new. It's been out for a while. I can't remember the name of it, so I'm just gonna look it up because it's probably.
Which one?
I think it was Kill something. I think it was. Hang on. Ultra Kill. Yeah, that one. Yeah, Ultra Kill. That one was pretty popular for what it is, but I feel that's just internet notoriety rather than just numbers, shall we say? But
I know that the Escape from Tarkov genre games are doing quite well.
Exists?
And say?
It's like that one exists, but I don't even know what the fuck it is. I'll be honest.
It's similar to the Circle that we played a bit, where you're from in a map. You kind of have objectives to do, but there are also other players who can take your stuff, and you kind of decide how long you want to stay and risk reward kind of stuff.
That's not single player though, is it?
Yeah. Multiplayer-wise, it's just talking. Sorry.
Yeah, but you were asking about single-player stuff.
Yeah. Then also said talked about multiplayer. Never mind. I also started to think about them.
Fair enough. Also, how is that? Did you say circle? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I've forgotten the name.
I haven't really played it.
Yeah, it's like I completely blanked out the game because it got popular, didn't it? It's like when we play that game, like I guess it was early in its launch. It's like it's decent. It feels very casual because nobody was playing it yet. So I bet you the experience is completely different now.
Yeah. Could be. I think I will shot this one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, which I honestly like as far as gaming trends go, see this way more appealing than Battle Royales because you actually have a strategy except for hiding and to actually have to go out of your way to, you know, progress and stuff. And
I'm still not big on multiplayer games, to be honest. So, you know, big online multiplayer games. Co-op games, sign me the fuck up. But proper online games, Battle Royales or your Overwatches, just not a big fan of them. Like, the most recent one I played was Dragon Ball: The Breakers, but only for a little while. But the way that The Breakers was made, they want you to be constantly playing the game. I'm like, man, I'm not that dedicated.
Yeah, and this is kind of the same for me now. Just realized the shotgun I did previously.
That's alright.
I also don't have the time anymore. Like, you need to invest so much time in getting good, and then you need to keep up on the meta, keep up on, you know, what changes with the updates in the game, and where's the time?
It's that. It's also, at least for me, it's the way that games nowadays have unlock systems. Nowadays, it's all part of, you know, being completely dedicated to the game, never fucking leaving it whatsoever. You better be playing it 24/7 because it will take you ages to actually earn anything nowadays. How does it just like genuine unlock stuff, you know?
Yeah, at a reasonable
especially with these season pass crap. Like, God, you can't just. It's fear of missing out. Nobody likes fear of missing out. I hate it. So, that was Prime in Breakers as well, because it's got a season pass-ish, kinda. One of the unlocks for the game, and was teased in the trailers for the Breakers, was that you could play as the farmer with the shotgun. One of the most joked characters at the start of Dragon Ball Z. He was literally just a farmer with a shotgun that Raditz appeared at the start of Z. He was the first thing that got killed, basically. But everyone loved him just for the, well, first the abridged version of him. That's it's just meme reasons, you know, he's a joking character. It's like, cool, I'll unlock him. He requires the very last thing you get in the fucking season pass. I'm like, that's a lot of grinding, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure I can still get him. That's the problem, because now that season's definitely passed. So I'm like, I hope he appears in the in-game shop. Fingers crossed, because I hope I didn't miss him. Thankfully, season 2 is just rolling around. I think that's tomorrow right now. They're adding in Vegeta now as one of the villains, which makes sense. The Saiyan Saga version of Vegeta specifically. So, you know, you're not seeing any Super Saiyan stuff with him. But it made sense as an additional villain character. They're adding in, I think, Chi-Chi and Yajirobe as actual playable characters. I was surprised with Yajirobe because we actually haven't had a game model of him in years. Like, anytime they, like, story-wise, want to include Yajirobe, they actually, most of the time, nix him out and actually just not have him. Because, like, why spend the money making a character model of Yajirobe? You can just not make him. This is like, oh shit, he's being remembered. Yeah, but one extra character, which is they're doing the same thing here, is an extra playable character. I can't remember his name, whatever. It's not bad. No point. It's a very irrelevant character, and he's at the end of this season pass thing. But it's a character I don't give a shit about this time, so this one's not so bad, I guess. But you know, in future they're probably going to keep this up now with these, you know, end season pass unlocks.
Yeah. Also, I switched game modes now to Stunt, which exists, and it's not good. And you can see from my medals, I also started to kind of kill the conversation a bit, but
it's
happening. Like, you can see like from how little medals I have, because it's so random, and it's so hard to get good points in it, and you have so little time left. And,
Oh, I was gonna say, it's like, why can't you just finish? You can't. You need to make points.
yeah, and like you can see, only got points there. Never bothered with any of the others.
Nah, I'm not a fan of like stunt modes in anything, to be honest.
Yeah, and
What's more annoying is every time you do these amazing high point stats, and it's like, oh, you didn't do the landing right. Fuck you, that didn't count.
yeah, exactly. And it kind of like, I don't fully understand it, and I also don't know how the hell you're supposed to get these like amounts in that time.
You're supposed to just do as many flips and shit as you can that you can get away with, and then land. But the problem is landing part. I can't do that.
Yeah.
It's worse when it's in a game where the controls just don't fucking work.
Yeah, like at least TrackMania like the controls work, but she's like, I don't know what more you want from me, like especially like this was where I don't even have a medal. I might actually get one this time. But it's like I did this almost perfectly. Kind of half perfectly, and so little points again, and
I think they're asking for variety as well. You can't just keep doing the same stunt as well.
yeah, but what else am I supposed to do on a track like this?
Wood flips? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
they got 2 now, which is kind of good, but yeah.
You got a new one.
Not a fan of stunts.
Good example I can think of it done wrong is Spyro 3, at least the reignited trilogy version of it. I'm not sure what the original was like. So that game has for some reason, skateboard mode, because at the time when Spyro 3 came out, Tony Hawk was the thing. So it's like, shit, we gotta jump on that bandwagon as soon as possible, add in the skateboard mode. So naturally there's a stunt mode as well. And it kind of works. Forward flips and left and right sideways flips, whatever, they work just fine. As soon as you start tilting to an angle, oh my god, he's drifting off in all angles. Like, I can't, how do I go down? I can't straighten him out whatsoever when he does that. What's worse is later on in the game, you use the same skateboard mode or races and such. It's like, that's okay, that's fine. Until they say, oh no, you gotta do tricks in order to have a boost meter. What? So I gotta pray that I only flip forwards, never left or right, because guess what? If I go left or right, I'm gonna accidentally go diagonal, and now he's going off in very weird directions. I'm never gonna fucking land. So you need to do that to get a boost meter. I'm just like, nah, fuck that, man.
Yeah. Backstart was done correctly. And which brings us to the next mode, which is kind of surprising that it exists if you think about it. There's a puzzle mode in TrackMania where you have to build the track and then you race to get the time. So where you can pretty much learn things like.
Well, for starters, this isn't how I would do it.
Sorry?
Well, for starters, this isn't how I would have designed it, but whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It's like where you can learn stuff like, oh yeah, I probably shouldn't do it like this, and I just missed the change the track thing. But I can go the diagonal and actually have a straight line because the track is wide enough.
Yeah, it's like you can go swervy, and it's exactly. I was gonna say, it's like just. Yeah, there you go. You made space.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a creative use of a track builder.
It's actually a cool idea. I just never really was able to make it work that well for me.
Yeah, you beat your personal. Oh, I guess that's the ghost time.
No, it wasn't my personal best. It was my previous record with the ghost. But yeah, and you can also see I didn't really bother much with it.
Okay, I didn't realize there was a puzzle mode. It's neat.
Yeah, it is kind of neat that it at least added it, but yeah, I kind of had the issue then where I was like, shit, is it just the way I built the track that's preventing me from progressing, or am I just too slow? And that kind of killed my motivation, and I had other things to focus on.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, it exists, it's there. Didn't really bother much, so not going to bother with that. Well, 2 things I'm also not sure if Star Trek is pretty much like community maps that made it into the game.
Okay,
and in my ever-fetching quest to Master Stadium, I also did all of them on the Offer Medal as well as the United tracks.
Right.
Which were some really cool tracks in there, but also some really, really challenging ones that took me forever, and I still remember two which I'm showing off, but they at least were hard for the right reason, and it had this weird thing where the shadows are not calculated in advance, so you kind of have to
Node,
change them.
was it Node? The fucking
And
bug thing.
kind of see the difference in like the difficulty that the community has in tracks. It's like,
Well, it's like playing Beat Saber. You play the official tracks, and it's like, oh, that's pretty easy. Then you play the custom ones. Like, holy
yeah,
fuck, this is hard.
yeah, and
Because
like,
there's
you
no
know, it's
difficulty
like,
curve here. It's just an incline.
it's pretty much a ball, like, and this is like messes up so much that I just kind of wanted to show
There's
the
not even a
post.
check. There's not even a checkpoint there.
Even the start, you know, like how tight all these turns are.
There's a lot of areas where you can accidentally.
Then
There's a lot of areas here where you can accidentally bump into the.
yeah,
They're acting as
like,
barricades, even though they're just the edges of the track, like right there, there, and everywhere.
Also,
Dirt.
like, because yeah, and like you have to really perfectly do this. Like, all these corners are so sharp that you actually have to effectively drift.
Oh no! Gotta use the brakes.
Yeah, and this took me so long. And then there's the white variant of this, which is also
Wait, is it just a variant of the same track?
no, but also like there's like for a stadium like different. Also, there's a cool intro because people can go wild with the video editor as well.
That's all good. I wonder if someone's done a Top Gear
wait,
intro
no, that's
style.
not the one I meant. Okay, let's see how this is. Like there's different categories of tracks where there's like tracks that focus on full speed and drifting. Then there's like the RPGs which are just stupid hard obstacle courses. And there's tech which focuses on really tight corner and perfect drifting and lines through everything. And a lot of these others, which are really satisfying if you get them, so ionizing if you just millimeter off mess it up. And but again, like, they are hard for the right reasons because I messed up. I didn't do the line perfectly.
It's a lot of times. This is kind of the reason why I don't want to do Ghost Time Trials much. Is hate the mentality of the slightest mistake, you might as well fucking reset because that just jeopardizes your time.
Yeah.
And I hate it because I'm more resetting rather than actually just playing the fucking game.
Yeah,
I hate it, and especially when you just done a track that was really good, but you know in the back of your mind, if I didn't fuck up here, I'd have done that far faster. And it's a very bad mentality to have, really, personally.
Yeah,
it just feels like it's a dangerous road that feels very unhealthy.
But yeah, this is like so perfect. Like you kind of I don't know what messed this up. But come in with really high speed, you kind of land in the drift to get here through.
Can't land in a drift, that doesn't exist.
No, you can absolutely. Like if you angle it. Here,
you know, that's not easy to do. You can't just land in a drift. That's so not easy to do.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. And yeah, then also this downhill where you have to really precisely time when you steer, because when you go down you kind of lose grip for a second because of the knife, and then drift here, get this corner with speed, then here. Yeah. Then hope you're not slow enough that you don't land in the step down here.
So that right there earlier.
Here.
Yeah, that right there earlier on that jump, but that was the air drift you were referring to. Well, landing drift, I guess.
And yeah, and then like I'm actually quite happy with like how much I beat the other time because of how long it took me. But again, this was actually a really fun track to learn, and once you got it, so satisfying. But those tracks are definitely such a step up from like difficulty, and just the pace of the people that drove this is so much higher. I guess when the developers made these tracks, a lot of the tricks weren't really discovered yet, I feel like, so they didn't even themselves know how to go faster.
Hmm.
But yeah, for the last thing, and I kind of said this bit purposely of is the fourth mode that is, which is the platform, and these are pretty much like obstacle courses where the goal is to finish without resetting and not in a specific time. And those are a lot of fun actually. Like, it starts out quite simple, where it's like, ooh, basic jumps, don't hit the pillars. Yeah, don't fall off the side there. And
Yeah,
just make this easy jump.
This is the stuff that GTA Online's more familiar with, this bullshit.
And I haven't played them in forever, so I don't know most of them anymore. Especially like the easier ones to the problem.
This uncapped speed is so weird. It's like, it started off normal, then just go 0 to 90 in a second.
Yeah, those are the boosters.
It's also the fact that these cars can go really fucking fast.
Yeah. Not doing them up. This is like the only downside on this car is like, it's so easy to flip and there's no chance of getting it back again on all wheels. And this is actually terrible considering that this wasn't the hard one as well.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, this is a showcase, you're not here for records.
Yeah. And I think I just... actually, we still have quite a few time. Let's just go for all of them. It probably will take longer on the harder ones, but...
If it's any reassurance, we're now an hour in, so you just gotta do another 20 minutes.
Yeah. I kind of want to aim for 1.5 hours the other bit. We'll see.
120 is the minimum average I aim for.
Yeah.
Depends though on a particular day if I feel like it though. That's the thing. Sometimes I do want just an hour.
That is fair. Yeah, and then they also get like a bit more crazy with all the other environments as well.
At least for this car, this makes sense. This car is more encouraging to be slow, so...
Yeah, and yeah, actually, it's because like, you don't need to get the corners perfectly, so it isn't as bad.
And the car is quite thin, so that's his benefit.
Yeah, I think this one just focuses around the acceleration turning off. So, don't hit anything.
Is drifting applicable when you're in this state?
With this, yeah. And
nope.
I know that isn't my strongest suit, but this kind of felt really bad still.
Stupid question, but is holding, I guess, accelerate or forward, I don't know how this control works, does it not have any influence at all when you're in this state?
Yeah, absolutely not. You don't accelerate at all.
Okay, you can't just subtly nudge it forward then.
No. You just hope for the best.
Oh, that one's just excessive.
I think it's to prevent you from going backwards, which is a trick you can do.
I was gonna say, yeah. Because these don't...
also like...
because these don't matter about...
Like, sorry.
Yeah, so like these ones don't matter about times, you can just take as long as you want.
Yeah. So this is like also a trick that I like to do for this is... I actually have to slow down here a bit. Since the checkpoints are at the place where you naturally are able to build enough speed to get the next point, you can just slow down at the checkpoint and then just accelerate from there, and for jumps where it's easy to overshoot, it actually helps you to go slower.
Because the tracks were designed that you can reset at the points and still be able to, progress.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I did spot there were a couple exceptions to that rule, but you know what I mean. Fuck, it's just like, fuck this train, I can go right over it.
Yeah, and this is one thing I absolutely love about the bay car. I think it's impossible to flip it in a way that you can't get it back up again on for wheels.
just curious. Assuming it's just the nature of the way this game is made, you have to pass through all the checkpoints, correct?
Yeah, you have to pass all the checkpoints.
Okay, because it's like nature of this particular game setup here. This one, like you just skip all the bullshit and go straight to the finish. Probably.
Yep. But you can do them in any order you want.
Ah.
Which also people found out is sometimes faster.
Knew it. Fuck doing things in Norway. I'll do it my way. That was that was the exact mentality I had with Spyro 3 as well. Back to that game, specifically on the racing part, because you have to do the stunts to get the booster. My mentality was like, fuck that, I'm just not going to do any of the stunts. I'm actually more efficient not doing them. And guess what? I won. It's like, fuck your boost system, I don't need it. It was legit faster without doing the stunts. I can't tell if that was the developers being like, let's just ease up the AI a bit. Maybe this stunt thing ain't worth it.
Maybe. Maybe didn't realize it because, depending on how you playtest things, you can sometimes be like, oh, right. Like, if you tell your playtesters maybe beforehand what like the goal is and how they should play this, that they will never consider to play not like they were told.
Hopefully I get around to doing Spyro for stream's sake. Original Spyro specifically. I started with Legend of, not the original Spyro, but whatever. But it's definitely on the list. I'm debating whether to play with the mod or not, because there is two impressive mods of replacing Spyro with Cinder from Legend of Spyro. And these two mods are really good, because they're both different takes of the same design. Because Cinder's had a few variants over the years, and one of them includes a voice mod, which is also impressive. So, man, these communities and their mods are so fucking impressive.
Yeah.
So I'm debating whether or not I should play those games with a mod for just interest's sake. Problem is, though, again. I brought this up earlier with a particular mod for Half-Life 2. All the characters still refer to the character as Spyro, so...
Yeah.
Like, who's the Spyro? I'm seeing Cinder.
They all suffer from face blindness.
Yes, must be. Still funny, though. I'm gonna have to debate with myself there when I get around to that game. Just for good laughs, shit and giggles sake. I think the only exception is that any of the pre-rendered cutscenes don't get affected, which makes complete sense.
That's not bad, like, ratio-wise.
Yeah, it's like, majority of the game isn't pre-rendered, it's just like the intro and outro stuff, because
Oh, yeah, pre-rendered, that makes sense.
Can't hold forward on this tunnel, though, can you?
Yeah.
This is F-Zero shit right here.
It's also always messes me up when stuff like that doesn't automatically.
Which way's up? What is down?
First person, because like
the walls look very similar to the.
Messes so much up with how you should drive.
Yeah, and the walls look very similar to the floor. Very easy to mix that up.
Yeah. I'm actually not doing too bad at this. I should have stopped. No, it's actually fun.
The desert theme here, this one specifically, like reminds me a lot of. I played a lot of Gmod when I was younger, so I saw a lot of maps in the day. Reminds me of a particular desert. It was basically a road in the desert cloud sky. If I had to describe what it was, because the ground wasn't there, but it was definitely in a desert environment. Very empty, very fucking empty. But it's just the theme here reminds me a lot of the old Gmod days. In fact, there was a TrackMania map that I just rediscovered ages ago. It's like, oh, it's a TrackMania layout. I didn't even fucking notice that when I was younger. I didn't read the name. And it's like, oh, this looks very exaggerated and awesome. Let me try it. It hasn't got the TrackMania aesthetics, but I think the layout of it must be from a map. So.
Probably Aeroborn if I know the TrackMania community.
It's got a corkscrew section in it. I remember that.
Okay, then not.
Okay, well, I'll have to show that one day. Our internet is stable enough, I can actually just load up the map.
And this is the whole reason why I can do this. Yeah, personal best. Even though the time doesn't matter here. And you can tell, like, even here, they really prioritize stadium.
Mm-hmm. Because it's what it makes the game recognizable, especially those automatic tracks, because they were done in stadium.
Because everybody only does stadium, but yeah.
I'm guessing stadium is also by default the biggest map layout for custom tracks, isn't it?
You mean like size-wise, or just
Yeah,
the amount of...
size of the amount of space you have for just doing anything. It's got to be the biggest one by default.
I'm actually not sure, but I feel like they're all like quite the same with like how large the area is you can do stuff in.
Also, it's just one big flat surface area. Do anything with it.
Which the others are also, but yeah.
Kinda. The others are more, aesthetics.
Oh yeah, what about the mechanics?
Oh, that's the thing. Neat.
Yeah.
Skimming.
I think you mentioned something about water at some point. It's like, yeah, water is a mechanic where you can perfectly bounce in this game.
Do you have to be at a certain angle with speed and all that shit?
It just works usually, like when the track is well designed, like...
Oh, so you don't have to be at any angle at all, it'll just fucking work.
Yeah.
Weird.
I quickly forgot where I had to go.
Wait, I feel like this is one of those tracks you can skip a lot then with that mechanic then in mind. You can skip to go to different checkpoints
where
and
you
all that.
skip the boosters and just be so much faster. They're actually developing quite a good mind for this.
That's just my racer mindset coming in. It's just like, I can tell where shortcuts could potentially be made depending on how the track layout is done. I played too much CTR to recognize shortcuts, and like, I can save so much fucking time if I can pull this off. Not here though.
I just noticed why my ghost slowed down.
It's not even your ghost, I'm pretty sure it's just the map ghost.
No, they don't have a map ghost because there's no time, so they just said, beat this without resetting once.
So that... I don't know, I'm confused. So earlier the two ghosts, one was transparent, the other one was, well, your car color. I thought that one in color was your time, right?
No, those in color, those were the medals.
Okay, so those are the track times then.
Yeah, the ghost is your personal best.
It should be the other way around, shouldn't it?
No.
Oh, fuck, I'm ruined. It's usually the ghost that is the ghost time. You know? You get where I'm coming from.
Yeah, kinda.
Either way, it's doing better, but I can't tell.
This thing just doesn't flip inside of it. I just underestimated how much it accelerates.
It can't flip, but it can sure as hell drown.
Yeah. Which kinda makes sense.
I've actually there's not much environmental destruction in this game. I understand completely why there isn't any, but I feel like there should be a little. The occasional lamppost being knocked down and all that.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense and doesn't at the same time. And I think you probably just skip the blue tracks and just go straight to the red ones.
Do whatever you must. You got another 15 minutes to go for the full hour and a half.
I should have stopped.
No, keep going.
No, it's like...
Keep going. You can make it across the grass.
And yeah, like, most of the spin tracks are actually quite nicely designed and fun to do.
And there's this asshole. Barely.
I think it's enough.
Fuck, yeah, it's enough. Just reach the checkpoint, and it doesn't matter. these things are obstacles. What are these jello mold looking thingies? Because that's what they look like to me.
I think spectator balloon things, kind of something like that.
You sure?
I mean, like, not in a spectator, but like, you know, like those, and you need to just...
I'm looking at them, it's like, I'm pretty sure you can't label them no matter what you say.
Yeah, and I feel like they're like filled with air, like those, dancing things, you know, that you sometimes see in front of, car shops.
Yeah, but no, they're not that.
Yeah, but I feel like
they're just
they're
there.
somewhat similar to this.
I can't stop looking at them because I'm still pondering what the fuck they are.
And I was better at this at some point, I feel like.
Oh, this is the stream you don't give a fuck, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Maybe I have to slow down for this. It feels awkward to slow down.
Well, you got boost pads there, so it's doing it for you.
Yeah, I got this.
Can I clip? You got one. Yeah, I think you should just slow down and just align yourself first before you do anything. Well, you know, done it. Whatever.
I mean, I slowed down there, and then
I meant to align, then build up speed.
No, but I think it was because I don't have much script. This actually might be... I might do worse here than on the black one. Okay, this is
There we go.
Oh god.
Hello there, H Rally. Yeah, we're a very, I guess, inconsistent channel, I suppose.
Yeah.
We do a lot of streams, so there's that. Thankfully now there's a live tab, so all the live streams are going there now instead of just in the video section. But if you want edited vids, there's a playlist for that as well. But this is mostly just an archive channel at this point, if I had to describe it.
Yeah.
We do what we want, basically.
Yeah, we do stupid stuff most of the time.
If a project comes to mind, it goes in the edited vids most of the time, but majority
Also,
is live streams.
yeah, I mean, it's like, I found a good internet and I've been talking about wanting to do like a speedrun of this game for ages, and I kind of wanted it, seen it.
Ah, goddamn, it's right there. Yes.
So yeah, that's...
sorry. Yes, H-Rally, yes, I do make... Well, majority of the thumbnails were made in Source Filmmaker. I was the one who makes them, and I put a lot of effort behind them. As of lately, I'm trying, keyword try, shifting to Source Filmmaker to Blender, because there's a certain point where you get fed up with Source Filmmaker's limitations, because those limits hit hard. Like, Source is fun, like, you know, I appreciate it's free, that's a good marker to begin with, anything really, and the workshop is really nice, but those technical limitations, what do you mean I can only have, what's the limit, 8 actual shadow lights at a time? I hate that limit. I hate it so much. I think my striker, oh, that's good, you really should, when you're doing lighting's bloody important. Took me a while to get to that. But, what was my topic?
Meanwhile,
I've forgotten.
It's so bad right now. I'm good at this game, I showed it on Monday.
Yeah, but that's the streamer's curse kicking in really hard right now.
I think this should be enough now. Yeah.
you can get away with a lot for Source Filmmaker for animations wise. Like, I've seen a lot of impressive animators out there. People who could tolerate it, well done. But I can picture when they switch to Blender or any other animation tool, my god, they will just excel way past what they could do before when you get rid of those limits. I've definitely done good projects with lighting for Source Filmmaker, but it's just those limits, man. You gotta work really hard to make it work. There should be a Discord link in the description. You can go right ahead if you want to. it's not exactly active, but it's good for reminders whenever there's a stream. It's the most use I get out of it.
Yeah.
Huh, looks like H-Rally is a TrackMania fan as well. How about that? Yeah, most of our content is pretty varied, but, you know.
Yeah. TrackMania, you can watch me suffer for TrackMania Nations, as I actually did a speedrun of the entire game with, including the 1 hour track at the end. It actually went quite well. And also can see me suffer for this now, so I forget how all these tracks worked, because I haven't played them in a long time.
Don't matter, it doesn't matter, you're just showing off right now.
Yeah.
No pressure here, it's not like someone's actually watching.
I mean, someone is, but... Also, this is like the one where they force weird camera perspectives on you all the time.
I mean, the track layout's wide enough to compensate for it, I guess.
Yeah. I know where to go. Oh.
Yeah, top 100. That's not too bad. Right, I'm assuming that's for the newer TrackMania. That's what H-Rally said.
Sorry?
H-Rally apparently has a top 100 in one of the maps for words.
TrackMania.
TrackMania 2020.
That actually is impressive. Yeah. Like how competitive these are.
Yeah, Palmer should know very well, considering his attempt at the speedrunning records.
Yeah,
that's my fault. I encouraged
it. This as well because, like, I know that with consistency I can make away my lack of pace because, you know, I played this game for years. I don't know. I mean, I kind of know most of the tricks, but I can't execute them. And yeah, no back sliding, no good speed drifting, and all of that stuff. It's never fun.
We're a mixed audience here, I suppose, for us hosts. So for me, I'm from the United Kingdom, and Palmer here is from Austria, so we're global.
Yeah. And yeah, since we're kind of at the end of the stream, I just jumped to platform E, which also took me a while, but it kind of also actually is a cool track, but it has like so many hard parts.
This is the one you were practicing at the start, right? Or was this a different one?
This is the same one.
Alright, so I want to say both off-screen and off-stream because they're both correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, off-stream, Palmer was practicing this at the start, just for practice sake. But I was kind of arguing, he's like, don't do that because you want to keep your mind fresh when you're doing the streams.
Yeah, but I kind of just wanted to remind myself of how fast I had to go at different sections. And you can see, like, actually this 10 shouldn't be as hard as it is, but I always mess it up and...
Well, you're doing worse now, streamer's curse.
Yeah, but I really choked on this one in the beginning also as well. And
well, at least it's only at the start.
Yeah.
I think I remember you showcasing this to me before because of that whole skip thing, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Oh, H-Rally, I never delete my content. Unlike other people, I keep as much as I can. Because I know someone out there would appreciate the content regardless of popularity or anything like that. Yeah, it sucks when...
Ruby has enough servers anyway, so...
Yeah. it sucks when people want to go back to old content.
Yeah.
Even if it's cringe or anything, someone out there would appreciate it and like it regardless of when it came from, you know? That's just my mentality anyway. Yeah, the stuff's staying.
I actually had a case where, like, for like a YouTuber that kind of started out, because they were originally from League of Legends and tried out Dota. It's like, hey, and then kind of were playing with some of the community members because they were small, and I also ran some of those videos, and now they deleted all of them, and it's like, kind of some point wanted to look them up and they're just gone and it feels awful.
I know. Yeah, I'm very aware of H-Rally that there's a lot. Majority of the videos is just the streams. At this point, it's just purely an archive channel. That's what it is, but it's what it is. It's a channel. It exists, and I've been doing this for a while now.
I mean, I think you do have like an edited video playlist, right? So
yeah, I did say there's a playlist for edited stuff, so you can get to that easy. Thank God.
so I'm still not focusing anymore. It's awful.
That's all right. We're at the end.
Yeah. I swear I'm good at this game. I managed to do this without mistakes. It's right there in the corner.
Now you know how I feel when I'm doing the games I excel at, and then somehow screw up. I've been doing this for a long time, H-Rally. I know exactly how to make a thumbnail. Most of the time. Sometimes there are exceptions. Some I just don't know how to do. Major issue most of the time is just whether the assets exist or not. Yeah, we did Payday 2. It was a Warner stream during our... I would label our introductory Battle-Hardened Idiot days when we made the transition. We had a rebranding at one point because it felt better to be more of a group channel than a solo channel because I like hanging out with people. There's people that want to hang out. How to describe it. Friends.
Yeah.
How long did I do Payday for? It wasn't too long for Payday 2. I did do a bit of a grind, but I mostly played Payday for the solo content, weirdly enough, which is doable till you get to the harder difficulties where you definitely need a person to be with you just to be, hold your ground for 5 minutes before you get overwhelmed.
Yeah, for me, I kind of like the concept of Payday, but it kind of felt really weird to do the one stealth. And then when you do them loudly, there's so much fighting that it's just kind of feels a bit strange considering how many police officers you killed.
And H-Rally brings a point. VR exists as well, and I think I did that stream in VR. I can't remember now.
Yeah, you did the Payday one.
Okay, I did do that in VR. Yeah, that was fun because you could just hold a minigun in one hand and still keep your speed. It's like, slow down, recoil, why is that? Yeah, the VR is pretty fun. It's not perfect, mind you. It wasn't exactly me with it in mind, and it shows, but it's still fun.
Also, I'm not doing this the intended way because I can't do the last part, but jack shit. So.
Yeah, whatever works, as you conclude.
Yeah, just letting the audience know. And come on.
Do it again.
Yeah. Actually, not doing quite well, but hey, buffering time.
We're almost there.
Yeah.
I'm guessing after this we're done, right?
Yeah, this is like the winner because like this is probably like the hardest track in the game,
and you're choking at the worst point possible.
Yeah, and that's not even that hard of a jump to make.
Well, to be fair, you're making it harder just to compensate for the shortcut you attempt to do afterwards.
Yeah, but this isn't the hard part of it. I'm just making it hard on myself because I'm bad.
So why is it in the normal version of this track? Like there are 3 or 4 jumps like that one you do?
Yeah, so they should land the thing where you see below you, behind there, and then do another corner, do another jump, and then jump into the finish.
Oh yeah.
And I so messed this up because I didn't even do the jump properly now.
It's the recording curse, it's hitting hard, man.
Yeah, it's also the, like, it's almost over, I don't really need to focus anymore curse.
I hate
Which
it.
I should. Focus is important in a game like this.
It's really insulting on parts where it's stupid easy. You know the inside and out of it, and yet you're finding new ways to screw it up.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the term for it was. I think, I know Gerard the Completionist, he coined a term for it, for this exact scenario. Because, he completes video games, so naturally he suffers through the same problem too.
Yeah. So, now I just need to not choke on the absolute last part.
He says. Huzzah!
plus 4 minutes.
Plus 4 minutes.
17 attempts on this. But I did it. I got all
you did
the
it,
gold
you
medals.
absolute mad lad.
That's so. Yay.
Oh, good. Alright, so we're done now, right?
Yeah, that's
okay.
pretty much it. It's like, I mean, there is online, but it's just more of the same, and you just play against people, and they can kind of show that it was a quite high rate because I played this game forever.
Which is absolutely fair. Just
a
lot of time.
But this is why, like, I'm not the first person also, because, like, I think there are people that are still so much faster than me, just played more. But I'm actually holding my own with, like, some of the thousands, but yeah, it's definitely a thing about, my consistency carries me more than my speed.
Right.
But yeah, that's TrackMania Left Forever.
Yeah.
Still a great game. Not sure if it's that much fun to watch, but it's so much fun to play and just grind yourself to get those gold medals and offer medals.
Yeah, some games are better just play on your own or not. Hey Charlie, I'm not sure your question there. I'm assuming you're asking who determines what game. We only just recently added the fact that Plymer can now play the games in stream, because it was mostly just me doing it, because the internet was doo-doo trash.
Yeah, my upload was like below 1 megabit, and
he couldn't download something and stay at the voice chat at the same time. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
Right. So, well, it's my turn now. So let's go to the thumbnail preview. There it is. Made in Blender, by the way. Actually imported the quarry in there as well, which is Plymer's character. That was fun.
Also, I can't see it, so I actually have to.
No, you can't. Make sure you mute. Make sure you mute the stream. There you go.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that's the thumbnail. Right. So what are we doing next? It's not that. We're doing Legend of Spyro. Probably hinted at it. I probably hinted at it earlier.
Yeah.
So we're doing the second game, and it's beyond the Wii, I think. So enjoy forced motion controls on the Wii. This should be fun. Right.
Still in Wooded versus him?
Elijah Wood.
Okay.
Yeah, Elijah Wood voices Spyro. It works. I think it works.
Yeah, it does a good job at it.
Yeah, it does. Right, so that'll be to tomorrow's stream on Thursday.
Yeah,
so,
Thursday.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Hey, Charlie. I like old games. I'm one of those people who does not follow the modern trends. I play what I like.
We absolutely do. Yeah.
I mean, I will play a modern game occasionally, but define modern.
My next game actually isn't that old.
Yeah.
2021, I think, but I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Right, so that'll do for a stream. So, yeah, check back tomorrow for our next game, Legend of Spyro. So, till then, bye all.